children learn online. The delegate of Philippines would also like to switch to modular learning, which is offline, so that everyone without discrimination can have access to education. Education must continue even in the time of crisis, whether it may be a calamity, disaster, emergency, quarantine, or even war. I would like to work with all the delegates present here. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate of Philippines. The next delegate is the Delegate of Sri Lanka. You have the floor.
Good morning. Sri Lanka plunged into a constitutional crisis after President Maithripala Sirisena abruptly dismissed the Prime Minister on October 26, 2018, and replaced him with Mahinda Rajapaksa. The political crisis further slowed progress on ensuring truth and justice for grave rights violations during 27-year-long civil war between LTTE and government forces. Violence against minorities like Muslims is another problem. The government failed to respond to many recommendations made during 2017 hearings before the ON Committee on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women. Sri Lanka has now revoked sections 365 and 365A of Penal Code, which criminalize consensual sex conduct. The LTT is brought an end to a 25-year civil war that claimed tens of thousands of lives and ravaged Sri Lanka's economy and environment. Today, the government must address new challenges of development and national reconciliation, even though many post-war challenges are being met. Economies of Sri Lanka's northern provinces are currently growing at more than 20% thanks to sustained investment in infrastructure, healthcare, and education. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate. The Delegate of Thailand, you have the floor. Delegate of Thailand.
Today, the government must address new challenges, development, and national.
Yes. Thank you for the recognition, Honorable Chair and fellow delegates. Learning can happen to us all the time, no matter where you walk, you can learn. No matter where you see, you can learn. No matter where you observe, you can learn. Everything that surrounds us can be our source of learning. UNICEF is the leading organization working for children in Thailand and many other countries around the world. We ensure more of the world's children are vaccinated, educated, and protected than any other organization. On January 2020, it was confirmed that the virus had spread in the country Thailand. The current cases in Thailand are 210 cases and 43 deaths. The total deaths and the cases are 189,828 cases, 1,402 deaths, and 1,498 recovery. The solution for the problem is to accept fewer visitors and to give less holidays, also to give all the people vaccines and not take registration fees. The delegate of Thailand concludes this Jason saying by saying that we can end this together. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate of Thailand. The next delegate is the Delegate of Turkey. You have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for the recognition. Honorably Chair, fellow delegates, good morning. Education is now compulsory until the end of the upper secondary school. According to the Constitution of Republic of Turkey, every citizen has the right to education, which is free of charge for the compulsory primary education. In 2012, Turkey increased compulsory schooling from 8 to 12 years with the goal of expanding participation in upper secondary education. The school starting age was also lowered from 6 to 5.5 years. Quality. Turkey is the second country in the world in access of higher education with 94.2% of schooling rate. In addition, Turkey is one of the most successful countries participating in the exchange program with Erasmus. The Erasmus program is a European Union student exchange program established in 1987. COVID cases on 11th June are 6,261. As the COVID-19 pandemic in Turkey excluded the non-compulsory part of the curriculum, each week of the school closures represents about 23 hours of face-to-face compulsory instructions time at school. That is to say, 2.8% of annual compulsory instructions time. Schools were forced to replace this time in class with online learning and homeschooling, in most cases facilitated by teachers, parents, and students. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate of Turkey. The next delegate is the Delegate of UAE. You have the floor.
Education is the only weapon which can change the world. Honorable Chair and Co-Chair, fellow delegates, Delegate of UAE would like to share about the impact of COVID-19 on education in the UAE. The closure of schools in 191 countries around the world in the same window of time response to COVID-19. It is also unprecedented. It has left school systems and governments scrambling to find approaches and solutions, and also to ensure that education continues uninterrupted and the most vulnerable children are not left further behind. This report seeks to provide guidance. After surveying approximately 700 participants, finding four areas emerged. First, training for staff, students, and parents is low, although all feel well prepared. Second, the work of administrators and teachers has become particularly stressful, as well as the distance learning for students and parents. Third, working parents face additional challenges. Fourth, children with learning disabilities or special needs lack sufficient support for risks to learning. Now, Delegate of UAE will be concluding her speech by some solutions. One solution might be to make the structure and content of school days more flexible, ideally with on-demand contents for learners and project-based approaches to teaching and learning. And also, school must prioritize supporting and the most vulnerable children, and the parents need to be very actively involved in the children's journey.
Delegate,
Thank
please
you.
conclude your speech. Okay. Thank you, Delegate of UAE. The next delegate is the Delegate of USA. You have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for recognition. Honorable Chair and fellow delegates, should be possible for everyone, even though if we are apart. The United States of America is a country primarily located in North America. It has a population of more than 331 million people with about a literacy of 99%. Schools and universities are closed to the United States in response to the COVID-19 crisis. Some are turning to remote online learning. But what impacts will the outbreak have on education outcomes and education systems? COVID-related school closures affected children unequally, as not all children had the opportunities, tools, or access needed to keep on learning during the pandemic. Kids need to be social and supported. Many students are not able to buy devices. For them, U.S. government is trying to ensure with a plan that has so far given 500,000 laptops and tablets to the most needy kids. Thank you for giving the opportunity. Looking forward to work with all the delegates present here. Great day ahead.
Thank you, Delegate of USA. The next delegate is the Delegate of Italy. You have the floor. Delegate of Italy.
Sorry. Good morning, Honorable Chair and esteemed delegates. The delegate of Italy is extremely privileged to attend this conference. Italy, a European country with a long Mediterranean coastline, has a powerful mark on the Western culture and cuisine. Its capital, Rome, is a home to the Vatican as well as landmark art and ancient ruins. The prerequisite for any type of online learning activity is that students have access to computer. According to PISA 2019 data collected prior to the crisis, this is a precondition that was not met by all students before the COVID-19 pandemic hit. In Italy, 90% of students reported having a computer they could use for schoolwork, which is statistically not significant, different from OECD average 89%. For those who from the bottom quartile of the socio-economic distribution, 80% of the students reported having a computer they could use for schoolwork, which is statistically not significant from the OECD average 78%. Moreover, access to the home computer may the fact have a deteriorated.
Delegate, please conclude your speech. Delegate of Italy, are you done?
Can I rejoin because I